One, and we're live, and it is Sam and David, and we're doing LocalSupport client meeting preparation. Yes, let's see where we are. So, client meetings. Let's go in there. So that was last week, right? Let's have a new document. So this is now meeting 64. Looks like Nikita's got his pull request in. That's cool. Did we miss? I guess we did miss. We didn't have a client meeting last week, right? That makes sense.
That's right, yes. The client cancelled it.
Yes, that's right. Okay. So the example ops are added on staging. We haven't got onto more detailed those things. I guess we've got just general ongoing. And so that at least is done. We can mark that. At least we've done that. So these become, some of these become, yeah, these are my two big outstanding action items. But so I guess the key thing for us to look at is if we go over to LocalSupport, right, we've got the volunteer opportunities map. So this has been updated. But so yeah, where is the? Yes, so I think this. Well, there's maybe no reason for us to not put it in. But I think rather than, because this is not our code, the place for it to go is vendor JavaScript rather than app assets. But and I guess you know that Marion's pulled out the validations. Is that right?
That's right, she has.
Yeah, great. Okay. So I think the
yeah, if you look at the last commit.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Great work, guys. I'll pull this in. I guess the interesting is, do we actually have, and before I mentioned having a vendor directory. Yes. See, in some ways, I would just like to spend all of my time working on Agile Ventures and Agile Ventures projects, but to the extent that those projects don't pay money, then it's difficult to allocate, all of my time. I'm sure.
Right.
Well, I imagine it's not dissimilar for yourself.
It's very similar.
So we should have. Yeah, there's a vendor directory here, which would have, which would be the right place for it. I'm interested in the question about whether that would work. I'll pull this in. Note that the info bubble JS should go directory. Is it? Yeah, JS. If I do that comment and merge that pull request in, and then I think I've got another one here.
How do files know to find stuff in the vendor directory?
I think it's automatically on the path.
Great.
But this one, I'll merge that one as well. So this is the one. This actually fixes. This makes it that you have to have a fallen. You have to have an organization. We've added a validation to ensure that the volunteer ops has an organization. So, right. So I'm going to say there. Yeah. So the other interesting thing about what Makers Academy does is that they, they introduce students to companies and vice versa. And when students get jobs in those companies, or if students get jobs in those companies, they get like a finder's fee, 20% of the first year salary, which it occurs to me that that's a sort of Agile Ventures related sort of thing, but it would basically require somebody who would be like full-time talking to companies and building relationships with companies and having, doing introductions and so on in order for that all to work. I think it's a bit out of scope for what we're doing with Agile Ventures. So, okay, let's jump over. I've now got it set up actually on my, okay. I've now got it set up to use Ruby. I thought I'd set in RVM to have a default Ruby of 2.1.2, but I've jumped it. I've forced it in my Bash profile to do that because it keeps on, for some reason, dropping to 193p383 or whatever. And actually, I should maybe need to use that if I actually just go into the right directory here. What are we on there? I've just got weird stuff in the background that probably needs clearing up, but I can get check out develop, and then I could be git pull upstream. So I guess what we should have going on now, that should be all of Marion's stuff and all of those validations and so on together. And we could ask, so I do T there, but so which are we now? Ruby minus V, yeah. See, then that's annoying because the Bash profile is then. See, I thought we had like in here, it should be fixing Ruby 193.
Yeah, I'm wondering if what's in the Bash
is overwriting that, which is also in Makers they're saying that the actually thing is they have a bin directory with Rails in it, and so the recommended way of starting the server is to do this. Okay, and so all working by the look of it. Yeah, cool, excellent. So that is winging its way onto production. I guess I'm tempted to get here into the not into production, sorry, onto development.
And will Travis move it to? Travis will push it to development as soon as it's done. Will it also push it to staging?
I don't know that Travis is involved. As far as at least my sense from Ninefold is that it's not doing the Travis check. It's not dependent on Travis. We're set up with Ninefold so that it automatically pushes our code today. It's got like a GitHub hook, and so
okay, GitHub hook rather than a Travis hook. Right, that's
fine. Right. And so I sort of assume
the same for all three boxes.
It is at the moment, yeah. It's not clear to me that there is actually even any. See, basically they have this checkbox here, which is automatically redeploy my app when I push updates to my code. It doesn't seem like they have any kind of like intermediate step for that. Although that's what Risa was saying. I thought Risa was saying something that they were planning to have that you know, to depend on the build passing or not, but I'm not sure what the status is. But so I don't know if that now means that the this is deployed. So we've got volunteers. I don't know if we've got correct. Oh, but yes, it is. Good show, and that looks like that's working there. There's originated a question here about whether I should be you know, again, how much of the testing we should be doing. But so I guess that's I'm logged in there as an admin. I think I almost feel like the feature that maybe we should like work on immediately is the ability of the admin to edit this. You know, basically give admins the ability to edit, because I think it's just that's going to be a huge pain. I guess here what I would, if I log out, I don't know if I even created here. If I log out and do the other thing, you know, using all this Rails 4 stuff, and which I'm doing the last few weeks, and I just I feel like I really want to what's the word? I just want to rewrite this app in Rails 4. So I guess we can create new vulnerabilities. We need marketing person to spread the word about HTTP Agile Ventures. AgileVentures.org. So see for details. There we go. So now we should have two of these things, and hopefully we'll see this. That links to mail too, and there we go. Well, we've certainly got various things done there. I guess it would be nice to show the data. Anyway, there's lots of, somehow the presence of the map just gives it a lot more credibility. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think what that makes me think is that what I should, did I not do? Origin develop. What I should do is at least merge. If we do git, I guess we do git, and then we could git merge. I don't know. I think the argument is that this thing that we're doing here, this manual stuff, should be automated. But in some ways, you know, like
automated by a build server, or just that we should have a script that where you would be. Just
well, I mean, you could arguably have something that basically takes whatever is in develop, and if the build is passing, it automatically moves it to staging. You know, and it could be doing that every hour, and you know, we had the same with staging and production. So it was just kind of like Autotest running away in the background. So there was never any kind of lag. I'm not sure. Anyway, but so I guess that will, yes. So that's going to take a little while to deploy there. I guess we could quickly look then at the local support setup here, and so we just do a review of things. We've got this here. Have we got some? Is that you've got a comment here on this thing about Jasmine rate?
Yeah.
Sound pretty. Is that the implication is that we do still need it?
I think that's.
And what's the process
kind of on hold? I'm not quite sure. I haven't talked to John since about what he meant, but he wouldn't. He asked me not to remove it, or asked me and Sam Pretty not to remove it.
Yeah. I don't know
if
our Jasmine tests are run by Travis. That's sort of one of the things that I often. So that looks
yes,
reasonable.
they are. Yeah.
Just run these local. Okay, so that one I guess, it seems like that's in the icebox then, really. In that,
Well, yeah.
I
When
mean,
we've started
are
it,
we
we don't
still getting?
dashboard.
I mean, for me, it looks like I'm not getting the issue.
It doesn't. You don't get it when you run. Oh, sorry. You don't get it when you run rake.
No, I mean, I think I may have.
How did you start? How did you kick off
I may have
Cucumber?
followed the instructions to use Jasmine Rake to true in the environment rather than removing Jasmine Rake.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, would the sensible thing for just be developers to be, you know, if it seems that we do need it, then it seems it would be sensible.
Yeah, if we can get that automatically set in the developer's environment, then we'd be fine.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, let's put in here as a task. I mean, that's something that could be going into
Yeah.
the Vagrant box, couldn't it? I mean, if we look at, I'll just check where I am here. That is LocalSupport Develop, and I think that's LocalSupport Develop. But if we look at the Ubuntu install here, no, we use this one, don't we? The Vagrant Ubuntu install. So we could just have that. That just could be added here as a.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that will not necessarily
That
always make that true permanently.
No, that won't survive. You want to export. You want to push that line into the
Bash RC like
is it
this.
either Bash Profile or Bash RC? Bash RC, I think.
I wonder if that means that these things are not. I mean, I guess those ones only need to be set temporarily just to get the post array off the ground.
Yes.
I mean, I guess this is the suppress Jasmine warnings, Jasmine rate warning. So I mean, I could just pop that in if we took it.
Yeah. John said he didn't want the warning suppressed.
He didn't want the warning suppressed.
Yeah, and I disagreed with that. I think he says there's some task to do when we move to Rails 4.
Well, okay.
But I'd rather it was a task sitting in the icebox than
Well, we'll say
annoying every
I
time we run rake.
Yeah, we could suppress with. However, there is a suggestion. Okay. Okay. Organization able to create volunteer. So these ones are in production and they could be accepted. Co-client integration, we haven't. I mean, these things, I just don't know. Ability for us. So that's. I guess this is something you're working on a second version of it. I mean, some version of this is already deployed, right?
That's right.
Do you want to try and break that up into two features so that we can accept one and have the other one as a separate?
Yeah. Do you want me to sit down and do that now?
Yeah, that would be great.
Making that right.
Okay, so the map of volunteer opportunities is finished, and it's going on to staging. So there we go. Volunteer ops show page. That is, I think we've got those. Yep, that's good, ready to deliver. Volunteer ops index causes traceback. Review all features and specs for thoroughness. Public users can create and modify. Okay. Don't know about that one. Okay, and then let's work on that. Okay. So what is this? This is editing email address. Okay, so there's a series of things. Right. Um. Okay. Display last edited date information on all organizations. Okay. It feels formatting. Okay, and that was another one from Rachel. Okay. So if that's now deployed, then which are presumably that's staging. So this is now all on our staging server, and we've got our organizations and we've got our volunteers. There we go. I guess we haven't necessarily created. We'll just put this close together. We've got 3 there. Hold on. So we've got ADHD Autism Support, Harrow, Agile Ventures. Yeah, okay, but that's looking not too shabby, isn't it?
That's right.
Certainly, as a MVP.
Yes.
And
yeah, I guess we need to choose a color scheme or maybe a graphic for the heart symbol.
Yeah. Yes, I think there's various things. So yeah, I mean, it's sort of tempting to kind of to jump in and say, right, let's try and add some more feature, but we've certainly got enough to show them. It's not like we have to desperately push out more things in order to have enough to talk about in today's meeting.
No.
Guess I'll just that's the local one. I guess there's all sorts of ways in which one can feel like it should be linked up. Then there's no edit. We don't have any edit. We have no ability for people to edit them. Oh dear. And this page, that seems a bit unloved, doesn't it? But yeah, I mean, all of the basics are in there, and I guess so. I mean, it's so that yeah. I mean, in some ways, I guess I'd love to have the meeting now. Rachel's got it put off until 2. I mean, she I think she was going to be away from the office, and then she emailed me yesterday. She said actually she's going to be around the normal time, and you can sort of leave it at the normal time. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so those things seem approximately in order. There's clearly lots of little bits and pieces going forward. What's your availability like through the rest of the day?
Should be available until the school run.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, and probably yeah. I'm just looking at my list of things about what things to do and what. Yeah. Yeah, it's pleasing to those things are sort of pulled together. It feels like there's lots of little other things to be working on. I don't know, but I mean, since we have enough to show the client, you know, it feels like we don't necessarily need to rush into pairing on something to make it work. I'm just going to look at my to-do list for what's going on. Where's the must sort list? Okay, list here. got? Yes. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think I've done the critical things that I need to do. Yes, I mean, I guess it's a toss-up. It would be much more fun to pair with you on stuff. I guess the things that are sort of sitting on me in the background is filling out this HMRC CHA1 form and doing this paperwork, which kind of, do you know what I mean? It's sort of it's stuff that I could put off indefinitely, really, because I have no particular interest in filling in forms. But it's the kind of thing that, do you know what I mean? Like, maybe because there's a danger of putting it off indefinitely, I should dive into doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because when it comes time to do a tax return, it will be too late.
Yeah, yeah. So I wonder. I mean, yeah. I guess I mean, and we do have that on, it's sort of list of things to do on the meeting. So I guess maybe I should work on those two things. Are you interested in looking at these two things, or would you rather code? I mean, there may be other coding sessions going on now, almost like one or what have you. What would you prefer to do?
I will go see if there's other coding sessions, or let's see. I'll see if I can get the pull request in for the what's it called, Vagrant, to get Vagrant running on website 1.
Yes, that would be a great thing to have in there. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'll close this one down. I'll open another one, which is just will be like a Agile Ventures, not DevOps, but administration session, and feel free to jump in and say hi later on.
Okay, yes, you might fill out the form online.
Yeah. I just like to. I'm going for complete transparency where possible. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, thanks for helping me with the meeting prep, and speak to you soon.
All right.
All right. Bye for now.
All right. Bye.